Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
All right, I think it's Brother Salih. I can't pronounce your name, family. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna touch on the title of the room. Yeah, we got them shook, bro. But not only do we have them shook. Listen, man. They trying to do everything in their power get these illegals to vote. We got them on the verge of destruction. Real talk. They're trying to file court cases to not clean up voter rolls because they know we're never going back. The youth, they're never going back. They've been too disrespectful for anybody to ever go back if you got self-esteem. If black people got self-esteem, you would never accept that. Never accept that type of treatment. Ever. And they know that we talking about it. They know that you got the black people that really, we're not monolithic, but now we're monolithic on the disrespect of the Democrats. Black women, black men. So they trying to figure out, like, if we don't get illegals, if we don't figure out how to rig and get illegals to vote, we're destroyed. Black people are never coming back. And I'm going to land my plane.
Go ahead, Brother Afro. You want to take it, family?
Yeah, let me say this. The thing when it comes to what the brother just said, to piggyback off of what the brother just said, this is something that they've been noticing for the longest time. The older generation, they saw civil rights get passed under the Democratic Party. And with that essentially traumatized them politically. With that being done, nothing that the Democratic Party could do would ever change their view in their eyes. Nothing. And the Democrats knew that. That's why he was all like, if I do this, I'll have the N-words voting for the Democrats for the next 60 years. And he was accurate with that because he understood that there's absolutely nothing that they could do. If we do this for them now, they will never see us as the villain, no matter how bad we do, no matter what we do to them. But what they didn't count on is the next generation. See, the older generation, they're stuck in their ways. Unfortunately, it's so sad. It is. And I can understand. I don't agree, but I can understand why. It's so sad. But the younger generation, we didn't grow up and experience the Jim Crow. That was our parents and grandparents. We didn't grow up in the Civil Rights Bill was passed. We are a generation, or really two, after that. So we don't have this sentimental value of the Democratic Party. We don't have this heroic image of the Democratic Party. We can see the Democratic Party in this very non-biased group of people. They can only get away with that with the boomer generation, and even not all of them, because we got a lot of folks in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who are starting to see the deception of the Democratic Party. But the younger we go, the more people are able to see the Democratic Party for what it is, because we didn't grow up with this heroic view and this ideal view of the Democratic Party as if they can do no wrong. That's what they never counted on. They said, yeah, for the next 60 years, but yeah, every so often you're having younger people come of age. And as the younger people come of age, the older people start to fade away. And you only pass the civil rights thing one time. That's not going to last forever. We don't pass that down. The reverence of the Democratic Party. That's what they didn't count on. So this is the era where we don't just have the millennials. We also have what I think is Gen Z? Not yep. Gen Z. The generation before us.
And you know what? The Democrats, man, they don't even know how to respect us. They don't know how. The only thing that they know how is to disrespect us. There's nothing that they do to show us respect. They're more disrespectful than the Republicans. They're so they don't even know how to respect us. They don't know what to say to us. They don't know how to relate to us. Their way of relating to us is disrespect.
The problem with that, brother, is that we allowed that. Especially generations before us, we allowed.
Yeah, that generation before us. Yep, you're right. You're right, bro.
They allowed it. They allowed it, and unfortunately, they feel that they're entitled to our vote without doing anything. And we're telling them, no, you're not entitled to anything. without putting forward some type of tangibles. Like my brother Afro said, we're not the generation of the 50s and the 60s. We understand that during that time, LBJ did something tangible. Okay, it's been it's been 70 years since that. What have you done for me lately? Shout out to Janet.
Much respect. Let's keep the hands flowing. I think Halo, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate you allowing me to come up here. Hey, look, I got two things. One is just a quick video that kind of gave me a lot of concern. Wanted to get your opinion about this, and I think, just as Black people in general. So it's only about a minute.
Hey, I had to chop that, man. It was making a lot of noise, man. The frequency was probably messing with people's ears. Was that Donald Trump talking about the school system?
Yeah, so he talked about the school systems and talking about, hey, listen, if they talk Black history, if they talk slavery or anything, we will hold the funding back to those schools. Another thing that he brought up, saying that Abe Lincoln should have negotiated the Civil War. So basically, so the South can still have slaves and the North also get what they want to as well. So I was curious of what's your opinion on that, man, because that's very disturbing personally for me as a Black man, for someone that y'all telling me I should vote for, but have these strong opinions on a national news.
Hold on, no, don't see that's trolling. Who is saying?
No, I'm not trolling. I'm asking the question.
No, who is saying? Who here is saying that you should vote for Donald Trump?
Well, it's a lot of brothers I heard on here saying, "Hey,
Who here? Name them.
Hold up. How many people in here? Because I see some people in here that's going to be voting. They promote him.
Who here has said that you should vote for Donald Trump?
Okay, well, let me take this back. Let me take that back then. Let me take it back then.
Okay, all right.
Let me take that back. So, what is your opinion on what was said on the national news about, this man saying that, again, holding up funding if any schools teaching any type of Black history, especially anything that make kids feel horrible, and also about Civil War being basically, it could have been negotiated as if it was some type of well, I guess it was a business deal because we were absolutely their main source of income, and that's why those states, ever since they got rid of slavery, they've been poor ever since. Those red states have been absolutely bankrupt, poor, the poorest states ever. And my other thing is that I was listening to Fox the other night, man. They were laughing about all these people will never get reparations and clowning Black people on the show. I think it was Godfrey, whatever his name is. And I'm sitting here like they actually saying this stuff in real time. And then he quickly went to something else. But these are some things that I've said in the past that these people have no interest because they're too busy giving money to corporations and large businesses, right? That's basically what they always have done. They don't even give money to the own people that vote for them, but they say they're the family of values. But they give them money and look at you don't have to take my word for it. Just look it up. Google, Chat GPT, I don't care. But that mostly go to benefiting the rich or these alter corporations. But I want to get your opinion on that. And is this somebody that, or I don't know, somebody that we should get behind? If people are in here who say they're not going to vote for him, cool. But is that something that we should get behind? If this man have these views?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Currently, right now, before we answer, who do you feel like we should get behind? Because I'm going to answer your question regardless. But
I'd rather you answer my question first, if that's okay, sir.
It's not. You got to answer the question.
Why? Then we go into another argument, and you might. I'm asking. I don't want to influence. Listen, no offense. I don't want to influence your thought. So I want you to just go ahead.
You won't influence my thought. I'm asking because I wanted. At first, you came in here and you were saying things that weren't true about the speakers in this space. You were saying that we were encouraging people or telling people to vote for Trump. So,
well, I heard somebody say something about
that didn't happen in this space.
Somebody just said they called them Democrats.
Sir, then you took it back. So let me ask you.
It's okay. I took it back. I'm going to take it back. That's fine.
So are you saying, and this is in good faith, Are you saying that the Democratic Party or Kamala Harris is a better option, is a better alternative?
See, look, I see what you're doing.
It's a good.
I see what you're doing, man. Like, why can't you just answer the question? What if I said no? What if I say no?
Okay, then it's a no, and I will proceed to answer your question. But is it a no?
It may not be. I'm just listening. I want to listen to what your argument is first, your response, and I'll be happy to answer you. I promise. Sir, that's not how this works. I'm a co-host. You need to answer the question, or else I'm just going to assume that you were trolling. I'm not trolling. This is a real question. Answer the question, sir. Okay, sure. Absolutely. I feel she's a better option, but to be sure on those people that's undecided. Hold on. Okay. The people that's undecided. There we go. Right. Now let me say. So now, we don't leave that question. There. I told the truth. I wasn't lying. I told the truth. I'm going to answer your question about what Donald Trump has said. We understand that the Republican Party and the Democrat Party are completely opposed to reparations. The only issue is that the Democrat Party make it seem like they're not opposed to reparations, as they are the ones making the task force and all this stuff, and they're the ones giving money to everybody else. They're the ones lying and kicking the can down the road for our reparations while they're giving money to illegal immigrants that they're allowing to come over here. They're giving money to Ukraine. They're giving money to Afghanistan. They're giving money to Gaza. They're giving money to any and everybody else. And then they're allowing them to be bumper classes over us. So we are calling that out because they're the ones lying. The Republican Party has been very clear with the fact that they're opposed to reparations. We don't think that the Republicans are pro-reparations. That's number one. Number two, as far as the Department of Education, he's going to defund schools that teach us that slavery built America. Quick question. When has they ever done that? When have they ever done that? How much Black history is currently taught in schools anyway? They don't teach this stuff in schools. You can talk about hold on, sir. I'm answering the question. You can talk about defunding it, which I don't agree with, of course. But the thing is that you're going to defund something that's not happening. Schools already don't teach that. There's everybody in this space can tell you they learn more about Black history outside of school than they ever have in school. Every Black person says that. Schools already don't do that. So to threaten to defund a school for doing something that they've never done, it doesn't have any consequence. So that was the answer to your question. So
may I jump in after real quick as well?
Hold on. Sure, you can jump in, but let me just finish my conversation.
No, go ahead, Marcel.
All right, thank you. If a person has ever considered voting for Trump, like me, considering it, if I choose to vote at all in the presidential election, it's just to stop. It's not really for Trump. It's against mass immigration. Afro is in Chicago. Sage is in New York City. They are living the nightmare that will become the rest of the country if this mass immigration is not stopped. I've always said I'm weaponizing Donald Trump if I choose to give him my support. Alpha is right over in Georgia, which is like 30 minutes from me, and I'm in South Carolina. The illegals are all over the place here. They're doing this to import a new voting base. Now, let me be very clear. The Republicans love mass immigration just as much as the Democrats do. The difference is, though, is the Republicans are usually not interested in giving illegals the right to vote. The Democrats are, which is why they've given them the right to vote, or they're trying to.
That's illegal. They haven't given them the right to vote.
Excuse me. I am still talking, and you are wrong. You are misinformed. Illegals have the right to vote.
State?
Excuse me. I am speaking. I did not interrupt.
I'm just asking what state. Bring facts.
Speaking. I am not interrupting. Illegals are given the right to vote in California, municipalities in California, in Maryland, and they're trying to do it in New York, D.C., and other states as we speak. So you are wrong.
So they can vote in federal elections?
You are wrong. I didn't say federal. I never said federal.
So what do you mean exactly? What type of voting are you talking about?
You are wrong. So how about you respond, and you will not respond ignorantly because you did not let me finish, and therefore you responded correctly.
This was actually my turn. I was still in the middle of speaking to him.
Well, hey, wait. Well, it's not your turn right now. Marcel is talking, then you're going to have a chance to respond. Don't get all, hot and bothered, brother. Marcel gonna talk. You wanted to come in here and ask Afro to let you talk and answer your question, and you do the same thing in return. You're going to get your chance, family, okay? We don't run, we don't hide. We give everybody the opportunity, and if you're getting served, you're just getting served, brother. Just deal with it. Go ahead, family.
Marcel, by the way,
Thank you.
you don't have to be a citizen to vote in New York City.
You sure don't. Exactly. You see what these Democratic shills do? And by the way, I've been on his page. This guy's a big K-Hive member. When they are getting proven wrong, they get emotional and try to cut people off because they can't stand to be exposed. Illegals do have the right to vote in several municipalities throughout this nation, and that's the Democrats who do that. That is not the Republicans doing that. I will call out the Republicans all day for being a fan of mass immigration and cheap labor. They love it too, but they are not the ones trying to give illegals the right to vote. That is the Democrats. So this is only speaking for me. I'm not speaking for anyone else on this stage. If I choose to weaponize Trump to stop this illegal immigration invasion, that's what I will do. Afro said it perfectly. Afro said the point I was going to say. He said it word for word. They already don't teach Black history in schools. I'm a teacher. I had to fight like hell against people who are of the Democratic leanings and of the Republican leanings to try to get some more Black history expounded on here in South Carolina. And before you try to say, well, that's a Republican state, it's not always the Republicans who are on the school boards. Okay, I reached out to Democratic majority NAACP boards. I reached out to Democratic state senators, Democratic state reps, and they refused to help me. Okay, so let's stop acting like it's only the Republicans who aren't interested in having Black history taught. That's a Democratic thing too. Now, defunding a school for teaching the truth about American history, if that was happening, I would be even more appalled. But of course, that is something that's horrible. Of course, that is something I do not support. But let's also talk about the fact that if you say Kamala is a better candidate to get behind, are we going to ignore the fact that she kept a lot of people, a lot of Black men locked up because she wanted them for cheap labor? Are we going to ignore the fact that she withheld evidence that she was forced to bring to court that helped to exonerate a Black man who was being falsely accused of a crime? He tells his story all the time on the internet, has yet to be disproven. Are we going to forget the fact that she said, and this is one thing I will give her credit for, she has kept her word, that she's not going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people? So both parties are awful. Let's be very clear. But I have to look at, when everything else has been taken off the table, I'm going to look at which party is not going to add to the anti-Black American bigots we already have to deal with. One party's offering anti-Black American bigotry. One party's offering anti-Black American bigotry, plus importing millions of illegals that are going to bring in their anti-Black American bigotry as well. And the last thing I want to say, why do y'all always need someone to spoon feed you who to vote for? If you want to get behind Kamala Harris, then get behind Kamala Harris. If you want to get behind Jill Stein, then get behind Jill Stein. If you want to get behind Dr. Cornel West, get behind Dr. Cornel West. If you want to get behind Trump, then get behind Trump. It's always you K-hivers that come in here and think you could browbeat or shame someone about who they're going to vote for. You can't do it. I say you should be ashamed for voting for Kamala Harris.
Okay. I believe in bringing receipts and facts, and it's a simple fact check. So the other thing is, when he also mentioned that she locked up thousands of Black men, which she didn't. AG doesn't go after marijuana charges, and the people
No. We said that earlier in the space. No. Notice how they're only going to talk about weed. That's not what Marcel was talking about. No, if you're going to talk about her record as a district attorney or an attorney general, talk about all of it. He talked about the fires in California, how he was using Black people, how she was using Black people as slaves to put out the fire. Don't be talking about, well, hold on, the weed. She didn't lock nobody up for weed. Talk about the fires in California. Don't go to that.
So also what happened is she started the Back on Track program, right? And this was in exact response of the prior AG, who was overcharging people, arresting people, even including Black people out in California at an alarming rate. Obviously, they target our neighborhoods. They used to call her a social worker because she cared too much, right? So she started this program and helped people get, first of all, and it's fast. You can check it yourself. Just look it up. But I know half of y'all probably won't do it. Hopefully you will. But if you look it up, just help people get job training. It helped them to learn a skill. It also helped them get an apartment or housing. It also helped them get their credit in line. Okay. And also helped them stay out of prison. She specifically said it was cheaper for her to keep these people out of prison and get them back into the community, learning the skills, and also again, getting back on track to getting the lives back together. That was her focus. All right. Including with our black kids. That was her focus. Making sure they're in school and not out here breaking into people's cars. Now, if y'all don't want to believe me, that's fine. Y'all want to hear some white man tell y'all what a black woman is doing, that's fine.
Yeah, nah, hold on. No, not going down that way, brother. We was cool until that part. Okay. No, listen. I've actually spoke to people who she locked up, and they say everything opposite of what you're saying. And since you want to talk about white folks, but then you just play a clip of a white person a second ago and you were using them as an authority of knowledge. You want to sit here and tell us, well, y'all want to listen to the white man. You just literally played multiple clips of white people to justify your fake point. That's what we call a G-check. Actually, talk to Sheree Peoples, the young lady out in California that was locked up for truancy. Certified salute to her. Much respect, beloved. And I know exactly what happened in the whole situation with her locking up people and how she went about it, how she advocated, and how she targeted Black Americans. So that's the reality. Now, the fantasy is what you're speaking of. The fantasy is she was this great person that everybody loved, and she was out there for the betterment of Black society. No. And the real part about it is, family, nobody believes you. And the reason why you got to keep talking about what we're saying is because what we're saying is reflective in the poll numbers right now. What we're saying is reflective on how bad she is viewed in terms of popularity in the United States of America across all races. So really, the ball's in our court. The Democratic shield days and all those Democratic lies don't work. You're not going to sit there and just tell us things, and just because you say it, it's true. No, what we say goes. What we say is the facts. Because when you got the facts, you got receipts, and these are receipts. I'm naming actual factual human beings that have been affected by her. You're playing clips from the same white people that you say that you don't believe. So you're really tripping over your own feet, family. You're fumbling the bag. You're stumbling, fumbling, and bumbling all over the place in front of about 300 people. That's Democratic shield talk, all right? And just in case you don't know, the Democrats are pretty much done. No one's really on that kind of time, all right? You sit here and you weren't even man enough to say that you're voting for Kamala Harris. You were like, no, Afro, you say it. No, you answer it. No, you answer my question. What if I do? What if I don't? What if I win on Wednesday? Okay, well, today, that's BS. And we calling it all the way out, family. You're not supporting anything that is beneficial to Black America. You're supporting people who pretend to benefit Black America, and you're doing it willingly. Where I'm from, we call that getting played. We call that bowing down. We call that being on the plantation. We call that being on both knees. All right. And I don't think you're praying when you're on both knees, family. Just being real. This is the new wave that we're on. That type of talk doesn't work. Naming a bunch of fake policies, throwing up the thumbs down emojis like you just did, none of that's moving us. We are solid in what we're saying. You're going to have to come with something factual. Every single thing that you just said, Afro Elite debunked it in 2 seconds. Marcel debunked it in 2 seconds. I'm debunking it right now. Could have did it in 1 second, family, but I like to draw out my victories. So you're saying things that nobody can actually point to except for yourself. All right. Where I'm from, when you point to things that only you can say, that means you're lying. All right. And I don't really believe that you believe that stuff. I think that you know that you're telling lies. It's just you don't want to get caught in the lie. Well, we'll catch it for you. This is the wave that brothers and sisters in America are on. The Democratic shield talk does not move anyone. All right. You can go back to Barack Obama. You can go back to the Yes We Can era. You can have a great time back then. All right. The very fact that you call Kamala Harris a Black woman, that already shows us how wrong you are. Nobody believes that. No one believes that Kamala Harris has ever done anything for Black Americans. Hell, she don't even go home to a Black husband and ain't got Black kids. And we see she ain't got a Black grandma. So you're talking about a whole lineage of non-Black from her parents to her grandparents to her policies. Once again, you are the only one who is saying that, and everybody else is exposing that with you in the process. Let me send this to my brother Marcel. You want to respond? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, first of all, Kamala Harris was on my Black.
And y'all sound like old racist white men.
Oh
Crazy.
yeah, okay. You see, that's another tired point. Y'all sound like MAGA. Y'all sound like people.
Maggots, not MAGA.
Kamala Harris chose a man for a vice president and a man for a husband. So you could go ahead and stop using that little failed tactic. Talk about a black woman. Black where?
She
It's
is
even
black.
coming out.
It's in the Jumbotron. Her father's right there. Tell me that man got.
It's even coming out. It's even coming out that those fake pictures of her so-called black family Jamaica
Now they fake.
not even be her damn relative, which is why you have not seen any of her
That's her
black
father,
family
sir.
members come out and say a damn word about her. That's number one. Number two, you did a straw man argument. I never brought up, and I'm glad Afro called you out on it. I never even brought up her.
I prefer to debate somebody a little bit more
I
educated.
never even brought up her locking people for marijuana. I brought up Mr. Truelove, who is a guy for whom she was forced to bring evidence she found that exonerated him for a crime he was falsely accused of committing. That is well known.
What year was that, Marcel?
All it takes is a quick
Marcel,
Google
what year was that?
and you can find it. All it takes is a quick Google search and you can find it. Number three, I get tired of this double standard. You want to celebrate her being so revolutionary as an attorney general and as a vice president and possibly a president, but then you want to give her an excuse for going along to get along. Either she's revolutionary and she's going to stand up for her, or she's going to go along to get along. And according to what you just said, she just pretty much went along to get along with programs.
Have you read Project 2025, the new Jim Crow?
I am still talking. Be quiet and accept this reading you're getting. I am still talking. You're saying that some of the programs she did that was harmful to Californians, especially black Californians in particular, were things that were done by the attorney generals that came before her. So now you're saying she's just going to go along to get along. So if she becomes the president and we her, you're going to just simply pass the buck to someone else. That doesn't fly with me. And that's exactly how she rolls. She's never to blame for anything. When she
Donald
was
Trump rolls like that, sir.
When she was in these interviews and they asked her about the immigration invasion that's happened on her watch, all she could say was Trump, Trump, Trump. When they asked her about the fact that the cost of living had skyrocketed under her watch, all she could say was Trump, Trump, Trump. She doesn't take responsibility for anything. And according to her sales, like you, she's never responsible for anything. The last thing that I want to say is that you are in here playing an Irish or a British woman talking about illegal.
No, that was first of all, that was my reader from my phone.
So you are playing some foreigner who's going to tell us that what is actually
that
happening.
Was Google from my phone.
Don't come off your mic again, homie. Don't come off your mic again.
He gets triggered because he knows he's lying. He's getting called out on it. Family, those of you who are listening, y'all can Google Maryland, y'all can Google California, y'all can Google DC, y'all can Google New York. These are places where certain municipalities have either already allowed illegals to vote in local elections or they're fighting to do so. So this guy's going to sit there and do a straw man argument. I never said illegals were allowed to vote in federal elections. Not yet. You let the Democrats like Kamala have her way, and they will. But they sure as hell are allowed to vote in certain areas in local elections. I think I'm even forgetting some states like Colorado. That shouldn't be happening anywhere. And I bet you that is something that Trump would never allow. So you want to talk about Trump saying he will defund schools for teaching Black history. That's something that I would never, ever agree with. But you're not saying anything about Kamala letting these anti-Black American bigots who shouldn't even be here flood our nation. Because those are probably your people, and that's part of the reason why right there.
Marcel,
yeah, so let me just respond to him, please.
Hold on. I need to respond to Marcel real quick. Marcel, we shouldn't even be going back and forth on if they should be able to vote or not. They shouldn't be here. By them coming here without being welcome, they committed a crime. It is a crime to cross into another nation without that nation welcoming you. I don't give a damn about no asylum. Where are you coming from in this mass, if you need such asylum? And again, you're coming to New York City, and Brooke broke this down earlier, and you're starting fires in buildings because of your e-bike deliveries that you guys have. Where are you getting these bikes from? Where are you getting this money to stay here? It's cold in New York City during the wintertime. Where are you getting heat from? Where are you getting food from? New York City is a bad place to be broken. Why are you here? So the question to the brother is that Because again, I know Black Alpha, I know Afro. We've never necessarily told anyone who to vote for at all. Brother, I'm asking you, what exactly is Kamala Harris doing, Kamala, whatever you want to call her, doing that benefits the Black society as a whole? And you can answer that question, brother.
Okay, so the Texas governor actually shipped buses of illegal immigrants from Texas to cities like Chicago, to cities like
Again,
New York City.
We understand that, sir. I'm asking, sir, why are you here? Did they not commit a crime by crossing over that border? Did they not do that?
Of course, but you
Okay,
understand.
so you're rewarding people that
you're not
committed a
letting
crime,
me.
correct?
So no. So some of them committed a crime by doing that. Others were seeking asylum. I actually built houses in Mexico. I know how bad it is there.
Okay, sir, hold
Man,
on,
I can't even
I'm
finish
broke right
There's
now
no
in
need
New
to
York
even
City,
talk,
sir.
man.
I'm going to seek asylum in Pennsylvania. Can I run to Pennsylvania to seek asylum, sir? My credit is bad in New York. It's not, but let's say my credit is bad in New York City, right? I need to run to California to seek asylum. Where in the hell can I seek asylum at, sir? Where do I go, sir? Let's have some real talk here tonight. Where do I go, sir? I need to seek asylum too, sir. What about me, sir? Where's Marcel going? His credit is bad in South Carolina. He needs to go to Washington State to seek asylum. Can he do that, sir? No one is muted, sir. You can speak. Where can he go, sir?
So he might want, if Trump get in office, might want to go to Canada. They taking in Americans there.
Man,
Speaking of Canada, another country. Halo, where's your family from? Where's your family from? And if you answer, it doesn't matter, don't know, not for sure, you're getting dropped. Where is your family from?
Man, listen, we've been here 300 years.
No, you tap dancing. You tell the tap dancing. Where is your family
South
from?
Carolina, Kingstree, South Carolina. All right.
They always say South Carolina. Y'all notice that?
I just told you Kingstree, South Carolina.
They always say South Carolina. Joe, take it, Edie. She from damn Somalia and she say South Carolina. Where is your lineage from?
So
what
I just
country
told you.
does it? No, you're lying. You're lying, homie. You're
lying, bro. I know your accent. Is my hairline
no, you got a tether scent.
I'm
That's
black
what you got.
you.
You got tether scent. You got tether scent. And you can never be blacker than me, homeboy. No. You're not really a black American. You're not at all. So you're a Democratic shield and a damn tether. That's a bad combination. And if you come up in here and you're sitting here tap dancing for Kamala, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, family, all that tap dancing in the world is not going to get you that Punjabi. All right. It's not going to happen, family. So you can cancel that one. And just letting you know, she's not going to call your phone and tell you that all your people can come over and she's going to give you some of them bathtub collard greens tonight. All right. You ain't getting it, brother. Just not happening. That's going to Doug. You probably want Doug, to be honest with you. You probably want Doug, but that's another one. You are a Democratic shield tether, homie, and your kind is outdated and going extinct. Nobody believes you. I don't believe you about anything that you're saying in terms of the Democratic plantation. I don't believe anything you're saying about your lineage. The whole I'm from South Carolina. No, you're not. No. You may have flew into South Carolina from somewhere else, but I don't believe that you are a Black American, family. And this is why you're caping for immigration. Typically, when someone capes for something that hard, they have a dog in that race. And the dog that you have in the race is that you understand that you might be going home soon. This is why you came in here immediately talking about Trump. You're not really mad at Trump. You're mad at deportation. All right. And remember, deportation means your people go home or your people can't come here. I don't believe that you're a Black American. And I have people in the chat right now telling me that you're not a Black American at all. So your old talking points are really exposing themselves. You sat here and you got roasted. My brother Afro completely destroyed you. Then Marcel, go ahead and he put that extra on it. Sage did. I'm doing it. Everyone's laughing at you. You're Democratic shield. You're outdated. You're probably going to be packing your bags and going home soon, family. So we're going to go ahead and just speed this up and just let the whole world know, y'all. The Democratic shields are coming in here and they're doing all of us a favor. I'm going to tell you what they do. They come in here with these weak, garbage, outdated talking points. They prove every single thing we say. If I would have came to all of y'all and told you right down, right now, 5 different Democratic shield excuses before the space starts, you would have wrote down all 5 things that this guy just said. So, homeboy, the worst thing in the world is not just it's predictable. And you did both of them, family. So we're going to go ahead and go and get you up out of here, family. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we do. We G-check, we regulate, and then we send them packing. So as I send you packing off of this space, you are also being sent packing out of this country. You go ahead and tell Kamala I said, what up? We ain't voting for her. go to the hands, y'all, because, you know, the G-checking is just so serious around this time. And that's how we go. Afro, go ahead, family.
I want it to be known, I immediately detected what he was on. That's why the first thing when he was all like, oh, I'm hearing you guys are telling me to vote for Trump, I immediately stopped. I'm saying, who said any of that? Who in this space? He was like, well, no, I've heard. I'm like, no, who in this space? I immediately saw he was on that. I was able to pick that up immediately. That's why he was all like, well, why don't you answer my question? I was like, no, answer my question first. Answer my question, because what they do, let me tell you exactly why I did it the way I did it. Because what they do is he was never going to say he was for Kamala. He never intended on saying that. He was going to try to use a whole bunch of anti-Trump and anti-Republican talking points and make it look like we didn't know what we were talking about. That's why he was all like, well, I mean, can you guys explain why as a black person I should vote for this? Why as a black person I should vote for this? And I said, well, who do you think we should vote for? He didn't want to say, because he wanted to come up here as if he was an independent, as if he hadn't made a choice, but he's opposed to Donald Trump. So that's why I was all like, before I even answer your question, tell me where you stand, because what he wanted to do is engage in this back and forth, this bad faith back and forth, because he was going to be like, as a black community, why should we vote for Donald Trump? But he can't say as a black person why he should vote for Harris or the Democrats. And he knows he can't say that. So that's why he didn't endorse her when he first came in here. I immediately detected that. And you see how easily he was ran out.
Damn, that's what you call a tether roasting right there, y'all. That's what you call a damn tether roasting. You go take that to your tether friends, homie, because I know you're still listening. Go ahead and you go tell them that you don't mess with the wrong goddamn people, homie. Checkmate. Go ahead, Sage.
If I may add too, because he brought up schooling also. And again, you're speaking to someone that went to college, graduated from college. I have friends, I did not personally, but I have friends that attended HBCUs, specifically NC A&T. North Carolina A&T, and I don't know if you heard of this man. I don't know if you heard of. There's a man by the name of Tariq Nasheed. There's a man by the name of Jason Black. There's a man by the name of Afro Elite. There's a man by the name of Black Alpha. These people teach people things that you don't necessarily learn in school, sir. The fact that there's a hidden colors and there's damn near 5 of them lets you further know we're not being taught our damn history in school, sir. So if we was being taught our history in school, there would be no need for hidden colors, correct? So again, and even in the HBCUs, they don't teach that. So again, I don't knock necessarily people going to college, do your thing, but if you're going to go there, you need a plan. You actually need to go there for a reason. Don't just go there just to go. So if you're talking about, Ron DeSantis is taking black studies out of school, sir, we're not getting black studies anyway, sir. It's up to you to teach your children. Stop looking at the schools to teach them. And with that, I'm going to land.
We have something called the preschool to prison pipeline. And just letting everyone know, if you have something called the preschool to prison pipeline, you're not teaching black history in that type of system. So anyone saying otherwise is completely lying. And then let me say this as well. Nobody said that Donald Trump was some great candidate or we have some type of love affair with Donald Trump. That's not what anybody has said. One of my good brothers that follows me, he makes it clear all the way. And I think this is kind of what you're saying, Brother Marcel. If you got 2 candidates that ain't going to give us nothing, then I'll take my ain't going to give me nothing with closed borders. That part. Let's keep the hands moving. Let's keep the hands moving. Let's keep the hands moving. Beat Zilla. It's on you, my brother. Go ahead, and we're going to run through everybody. Go ahead, Zilla.
Man. What's going on, everybody?
Whoa. Hold on, bro. How's it going on the West Coast?
Man, it is getting chilly already, but, it's been warm, and then it's been rainy, and then it's been warm again, and it's about to be rainy again tomorrow. What about you, brother?
It's going good on the East Coast, brother. That's an old salute right there, family. Yes, and you sir. Cooking no matter where you at, bro. So go ahead.
And salute to all of y'all brothers, man. Black Alpha, Afro, and Sage, and Brother Marcel, and all the other speakers, man. Salute to all of y'all and everybody in the room. Man, I wanted to make a few points because a lot of people believe that we aren't fooling with Kamala Harris, and it's just a Kamala Harris issue, which I noticed that's more of a tactic of the system, because truth be told, we have an issue with the Democrats. And so the whole thing about it being about Kamala or whatever you want to say, it's really not that, especially coming from the grassroots. We have been expressing the fact that we have an issue with the Democrats. We have a whole congressional Black caucus who the head of the Black caucus are two Caribbean immigrants who are more focused on getting money for the Caribbean than they are even worrying about Black Americans here. So when we're talking about we have an issue voting for the Democrats and we won't vote for wide open borders and a vice president who wants to be president who can't even answer for the last 3 failed years when even asked a direct question, common sense should tell you you need to do something else. And even if that is not voting for anyone. So for myself, I've been asking everybody, what are y'all doing for couch night, November 5th? And I think these shields, they obviously know that people have been talking about the couch, because at the end of the day, we have made, and I say we as a collective, as the grassroots, we have collectively made the couch a presidential candidate. So they have to even honor the presence that nobody will vote. Now, second, the point that I want to make real quick, the DAs. Everybody want to talk about a DA. Since when have we been voting for police? With that being said, as a DA, how many Black men or Black women actually had to take plea deals under that system, dealing with janky public defenders and whatnot? Does anybody really want to pull up her record there? So, I mean, I think when people start playing semantics with Kamala, yeah, you might want to consider those numbers as well. Also, when he said that nobody can vote in federal elections, generally speaking, that is true. Here in Oregon, we have recently had a situation to where they registered over 1,000 illegals to vote, which means now under the system, they could legally vote in a federal election because the state certified it. Now, there would be some long-term issues with that in the long run, but just so people know, this might happen in your state while they're giving these illegals that they're bringing over here driver's licenses. Some of them some states automatically put you on the voter registration list. So they are becoming registered voters as illegals. So when people come up here and tell you no illegal can vote in a federal election, because they are registering these people with their driver's licenses. So with that being said, not just Mexico coming in here. And truth be told, most of the people and the immigrants coming over that wall or coming over the border are not from Mexico. There's over 150 countries that these illegals have came from. So with that, I just want to say my last point. Watch for Democrat and conservative voices coming to Black folks talking about how we ain't going to get no reparations. And right now, there is a bunch of people upset at Brother Marcel's clip that's going viral right now, because when he talks about status, they are pissed because the lineage along with status conversation is ironclad, and you do not have to have any conversation about race or color. It is ironclad, and there's no question about who that is tied to. So again, salute to all of you brothers, and salute to you, Brother Marcel, because you got them upset. And they are burning billions of dollars combating our reparations claim, family. So don't ever let nobody tell you what you not gonna get. They ain't gonna do this. They ain't gonna give us that. This is not what we're here for. We are not defeatists. We are overcomers and conquerors. They gonna give us what they gonna give us because we are here and saying so. That is the power of Black excellence. And I hope everybody embraces that spirit here. So with that being said, man, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents and salute to all of y'all, man. Love y'all. Black first.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. That's a good brother Beadzilla right there. Now, we got a lot of people still in the queue. I appreciate y'all patience. We got a lot of people with their hands up. So we're going to be as quick as possible with the order. So everybody keep their comments to about a minute or 2 minutes at tops. No profanity. And we're going to get through it because we definitely want to make sure we get everybody a chance to speak. Everybody's voice gets to be heard. We're going to give it to Brooke, and then we're going to continue with that.
Thank you so much. All right. So one of the benefactors from the Second Chance program that he talked about was an illegal who ended up running over a woman in California. And he was allowed citizenship and everything else. So that even that Second Chance program wasn't for us. It was for illegals. And the last thing I wanted to remind everybody is when we talk about the fact that Kamala Harris was helping to keep the wrongfully convicted in jail, there was a lab worker who worked at the criminal lab, who was clearly on drugs, whose own family had to call her to get her fired from the because she was on drugs and ruining the results to cases. Kamala Harris's office refused to overturn or even open up the cases. A judge had to force her. I can't even explain to everyone, the family, how many judges have reprimanded her office for illegal and unconstitutional behavior. So it's not just her locking people up. It's the fact that she was allowing people who were wrongfully convicted to stay in jail from everything with the police, and then allowing the police to unarmed Black people in the Bay Area and not doing anything about it. So there are multiple reasons, and they're only bringing up marijuana. And with that, I'll land. Have a good night.
See, and I say that all the time. Every single time they talk about her record, they've been trained since she started running. They've been trained. Anytime they talk about her record, always and only exclusively bring up the marijuana and make it seem like that wasn't true. She wasn't locking nobody up for marijuana, which she did. And she ain't locked no white folk up for marijuana. Let's keep that in mind. The only folks she was locking up for marijuana was Black. Let's just keep that in mind. But the thing is that that's not even our biggest issue with her record. They keep trying to make it seem as if it's only the marijuana thing. But let's keep going with the hands. Let's see. You've been on here for a minute. You don't have your hand up. We'll get to Miss T. Miss T.
Good evening, gentlemen. I hate to come up here and interrupt you men building. I love to just sit back and listen to the brothers talk, and especially when y'all frying up some good fried fish like y'all were just doing. But I had to come up because Brother Halo, Brother Trust, he's a big liar. Tariq scolded him on his space last week. But that exact video that he's speaking about, Trump was saying, and I'm coming to dispel what he said. Trump was talking about how he is going to return education to the states. He's going to eliminate the federal education department and give money for education to the states. A gentleman asked him, he said, what if a particular state decides it no longer wants to teach about slavery and how this country was built on the backs of slaves? Trump's response was, then I would defund that state's education. That is what he said. He did not say that he would defund the education program from teaching about slavery. He answered that particular question, which was, what if a state decides it does not want to incorporate the teaching of slavery into its school systems? Trump's response was, I would defund that state's education program. Trust was lying. I'll land there.
Appreciate you, my sister. Let me say this as well. Don't forget, y'all, And you make a good point. All they do is they take what Donald Trump says and they spin it. Y'all remember when Donald Trump said that the illegals are coming and taking black jobs? And all the liberals were trying to say, what you mean black jobs? They knew exactly what he was saying. They just didn't give a damn. So think about that, y'all. The party that's putting illegals into our communities, and we done named all the atrocities that these illegals have committed. The Democrats were openly trying to stop Donald Trump from mentioning that those folks are taking jobs away from us. Understand, even Latinos are anti-immigration. So how in the hell are Latinos anti-immigration, but the Democrats are the ones who want the open borders? The only people in the United States of America that want to see open border policies are typically black Democratic shills. They support it, they're for it, and they're all down for taking these people, putting them in our communities. And if anybody says something different, they try to twist their words on them. You can't twist the words, family, because we are too thorough in identifying every single thing they do. Let's keep the hands rolling. Let's keep the hands flowing. I see, is it Karen?
Why sound like a fake Tariq Nasheed and also Republicans killed the bill?
Did this man come up in a different... Did he just come up in a different profile? If you don't get your dusty, musty ass off of this damn platform, homie, and sit down. This, family, I done seen it all. You know you done got served when you gonna come up with a whole new profile. Come up, and he done did a tether drive-by. He done threw some goddamn Jollof at us and hit the goddamn gas. If you don't get your tether drive-by out of here, family, you got roasted and you got embarrassed, family. It's okay. Go cry to your mama, homie. It's going to be all good. You're going to be all right, family. You're going to wake up tomorrow. You still going to be a tether. And we're going to wake up tomorrow. We still going to be foundational Black Americans. Somebody got to be the winner. Somebody got to be the loser, okay? Checkmate. The hell out of here, homie. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. I see Karen. It's on you.
Hey, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. That was funny. I'm struggling not to laugh. You pulled me up. I'm dying over here. But anyhow, I just wanted to point out some things that I haven't heard you guys say yet. And I only been in here for maybe 15 minutes. So it's possible that you could have already shared these points. But one thing I always try to point out is Kamala's campaign slogan. And then she also has this one quote that she repeatedly says. They're all tied to Marxism. And from Marxism, we move over to communism. And now my background, I'm a science fanatic. When I was in college, I double majored in biology, chemistry. I minored in computers. I went over to China for business for about 3 years. I lived in a communist country. I see what they do to their people. The government, the only people who thrive in governments like that is the government itself and anyone connected to them because they are corrupt. The people. And so, as you can already see, that's the path that she's put us on. I mean, look at how all the prices of everything have gone up. People can't buy homes anymore. She even said for herself that the American dream is now unobtainable. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's trying to throw us into chaos because once we hit chaos, then she forces us into this new order that she's trying to promote. That what can we, what can we, I can't, now I'm drawing a blank on it. Something about unburden from what has been. That's Karl Marx. And her campaign slogan, we won't go back, forward together. You can find that as a article title on communistpartyusa.org. The lady who wrote the article is a very proud communist. Her name is Rosanna Cameron. So you guys can look all of this up. The other thing I want to point out, and then I'm going to get going because I can go on forever about all of this, but there's a old KGB agent who talked about what we're seeing being done right now and how we are taken through a process that's bringing us to this point where they can kind of really much, it's his name is Yuri Bravanel. And the name of it, you guys can find it. You can find it on my profile here on X, or you can search for it. It's How to Destroy a Society. Look at what he says. It's chilling. It is absolutely chilling at what he pointed out that has been done to the American people. Kamala's entire thing is to divide and conquer. Everything's division. And essentially, if you go back and again, watching this guy, Yuri, watch how they corrupted society where families are broken apart, cultures hate each other. We're always bashing each other instead of coming together and seeing each other as American people. You leave this country, you go to any other society, they're homogenous. They all see each other as brothers and sisters. And instead of us coming together to kind of build upon our differences that are really strengths, we see them as a way to attack. So instead of seeing us as this beautiful tapestry, we are hurting each other. And as long as we keep doing that, as long as we're focused on the unimportant things, then we have these evil people in the background who are sneaking in under our borders and coming and hurt us because we're too busy hurting each other. And it is absolutely time for us to come together. We need to come together in Christ. For those of you who believe, I am a Christian woman. And we need to just come together as a people. The time is now.
Hey, well, hold on. Why have you on the stage? How do you feel about that situation with Kamala Harris kicking out the people who said Jesus is Lord?
Oh my God. I just can't understand how anyone could follow her after that. I mean, again, I'm a Christian person. It's proof that this is no longer a political election. For me, it feels like it's more of good versus evil. There are a lot of dark undertones here that I didn't bring up, and I won't go into that with you guys, but what I'm concerned about, what I think she's doing with the defunding of the police, she has the people here who's going to police us. They're all those 20 million military-aged men who she brought in. Those are going to be the ones in charge of us soon. And if we get to the point where she wants us to be, we're pretty much, you know the statement, if you don't know history, you stand and repeat it, and just watch the parallel. It's, again, something that I think we need to take a look at.
All right, definitely. I appreciate that. All right. Miss Nichols, it's all on you.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
It sounded a little choppy for me.
Okay. Then I'll come back up in like 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Matter of fact, hey, it just started clearing up, so you can go now.
Okay, cool. Thank you. This space has been so good and educational. Thank you so much for having it and just having that real conversation that needs to be had. We're going to get reparations because I'll be in different spaces and I hear you talk about it, Black Alpha, that, okay, you guys have talked about it so much just the past 2 years. I've been on X or Twitter, and now it's a national conversation. We hear about it in mainstream news. They are truly shaking in their boots because they know, they're like, okay, they're organized, y'all. What are we going to do? How are we going to shut this down? And they can't. And I want to just say thank you so much to Marcel for running. I saw his broadcast that he had, his interview, so polished, just so well put together. Thank you so much for just how you've educated us and me personally to get me focused on reparations. I'm just so grateful for this moment right now. Like, I've got, 5 candidates in the queue from 2025 to 2027, and they are all focused on reparations in their platforms. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just grateful for you guys. Let's just keep going. The naysayers, I guess you're not going to get your check, and that's cool. We're just going to, spend our money and just catch up if you need to. But on the spiritual level, here's the thing. Right now, I'm so grateful because nobody's looking for the Democrats nor the Republicans to save them. And I think that's where we've needed to be as a people, to go, you know what, I'm not looking for either party. to save us. We're going to get this done amongst us and get organized amongst us and move forward. And I'll end there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Let's see. Let's get you brother HTP. You got it, and then we'll get you. I saw you in the queue.
Okay.
Even. So we'll get to our brother HTP. You got it, and then we'll get to Even.
Peace, power, and lineage-based reparations. How y'all doing, family?
We good, brother. We good. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, family. Just holding down the fort like we always do. Hey, family, I'm very proud of us, man. Don't let nobody come up here talking about we not going to get lineage-based reparations. We getting this right now in our generation, and we not taking no for an answer. We not leaving this advocacy to the next generation. And what this is right now is a changing of the political guard, family. We went from the civil rights generation and voting blue, no matter who, to being political free agents. We're what Malcolm X wanted us to be, political free agents, and not playing political football between the Republicans and the Democrats. We're voting for a policy party over a political party. We're voting over policy over political candidates. It's not the question of who are we voting for, it's what are we voting for. Now we taking it to them. We asking, what are you gonna do for me? Why should I support you? Why would you support something that's not supporting you? You gonna fall. We're done falling for the Democrats. And people always ask us, well, why you don't hold the Republicans accountable? We are holding the Republicans accountable. Well, we gonna hold the party more accountable that we've been voting for the last 60 plus years. See, and what the Democratic establishment, what America wasn't ready for, and what these Boule shields wasn't ready for as a whole, was this surprise attack, this sneak attack of the voices of new black media and how we orchestrated this, family. We are relentless and we not stopping, family. See, the reason why we getting so many pushbacks, so much pushback, is because these Boule shields, the likes of the D9, Bakari sellers, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not talking about the whole D9, because I know the D9 isn't a monolith, but for the most part, these entities have been able to thrive off of our backs and us not being politically astute the way that we need to be and doing things the right way. But those days are over, and those days have come to the end. What these Democratic shields are going to have to understand is that this is the new normal. Advocating for lineage-based reparations relentlessly is the new normal. We not asking, we demanding. We demanding the anti-black crime bill. OMB, we demanded to be delineated on paper. We not asking y'all no more, United States of America. We're done asking. The days of asking are over. These are demands, and we gonna get our demands met. Because if we're going to live the American nightmare, everybody's going to live in the American nightmare, and everybody's going to be uncomfortable here. See, what they didn't expect us to do, family, is be standing on our lineage business, our culture business, and have ethnic pride. We have more ethnic pride than we ever had in history, family, right now. And I stand on that 10 toes. I'm going to land my plane here, family. We're not playing out here no more, United States of America. We want what's ours. I was just watching a movie about the Montford Point Marines, the first Marines that ever, Black American Marines that ever served in the military. And the movie was called Triumph Over Prejudice. And one of the Montford Point Marines said that a sheriff dropped off 2 Black Americans at a bus station to be sent to Montford Point. And those 2 Black Americans, and this happened in the 1940s, and those 2 Black Americans didn't know that slavery was over until they got into the Marines. This the type of time that we on, family, and this is what we're doing this for. And I was gonna ask y'all if I could please promote this petition in this space, and y'all already know what it's about, family. I would really appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Go ahead.
And y'all in the y'all if y'all looking at Jumbotron right now, it's 307 people in here, and this petition will take you less than a minute to sign. The petition will give the GI Bill and the VA benefit and the VA home loan and more to Black American World War II soldiers and their descendants. The bill is called the S-3257 Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr. and Sergeant Joseph H. Maddox GI Bill Restoration Act. I don't want to be long-winded. If y'all want to learn more, just look on my page and it's pinned to the top. I appreciate you all for giving me this time, family. Peace, power, and lineage-based reparations. And I can't stress this enough, Democratic Party and United States of America. This is the new normal going forward. We will have reparations within our lifetimes, and we not taking no for an answer.
All right, let's keep the hands going. I think it's the capitalist. It's on you.
What's up, guys? I'm from the UK, so I don't really know what's going on. I just wanted to know more about the FBA and why does it sound like the FBI? Just wondering. And also, what are you guys going to do?
Why do you sound like a tether? That's the question,
What's
homie.
a tether, may I ask?
You are. You look in the mirror, don't you?
Bro, what does a tether mean?
It means you.
Bro,
You're a tether. Okay, so you're a tether, homie. And the mirror is close by. You see one every time you look in the mirror, man. Why are you asking us what a tether is? We should be asking you what a tether is, family. You see one every day. Your mom's a tether. Your father's a tether. You got tether DNA. All right, so that's the really real question we need to go ahead and ask, okay? So you need to understand that you're a tether and we're foundational Black Americans, and you sat here and you waited for 15 minutes just to say that. And that was completely trash. That was whack. It didn't land. I'm still waiting on it to land, homie. Trash material. You got to come up with something better. You don't know that we roast tethers around here, homie? I mean, you got a goddamn a dog, a damn puppy pound, Paw Patrol, MOG in your goddamn logo, homie. I mean, you gonna have to do better. In the UK, y'all may do that on like the trot scene in all of this, but we don't do that over here in Foundational Black America. Okay? So yeah, tether on, homie, and go on, have you some tea and some crumpets, all right? And go king or the queen or whoever y'all praise is. Man, you know what the crazy thing is? Y'all still got queens and kings over there. All right, we don't do that over here. I'm glad you're laughing, homie. So apparently you're laughing with the other 300 people who are laughing at you. So every time you laugh, you're laughing at yourself. Yeah, good one. So yeah, you need to go on and tether on and have a good tether day. And just when you wake up in the morning or when you get on your knees tonight, you can go ahead and you can pray to the Lord that you actually had that opportunity to talk to a foundational Black American, such as myself. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm the highlight of your year, you know what I'm saying, because y'all over there mimicking us or whatnot. So go on and have a great time, tether on, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And have a great day. And we're going to continue to keep this moving, all right? Yes, indeed. Let's continue with the hands, y'all. That was whack. Let me. I'm sorry. I don't take the British accent really deep. Like, I'm sorry. That's not intimidating. That's not. I know people from Idaho who sound more thorough than anybody in England. I'm sorry. You can't. The UK stuff don't move me, homie. It just doesn't. You sound like you want to go have some goddamn tea and go to Buckingham Palace. All right. That's not heavy in these streets, brother. It's on you.
Man, I hope y'all can hear me. I am on the road as well, but I will try to make it quick, standing 10 toes down on the situation at hand. Miss Nichols said something that was profound. I'm not looking to any Democratic Party, Republican Party to save me at all. Indeed, I look to my brothers and my sisters in this space. I'm not looking to them to save me. I look to my sons. I'm looking to my daughters and your sons and daughters, which I look at as my sons and daughters as well. I love that we're being more codified with our language. Words are very, very important. And just like everybody said on the panel, I can't even say it any better. But, you know, shout out to the counter-racist scientists in the building. And I suggest everybody, if you don't already, get Nearly Fuller Jr.'s work, the United Compensatory Code Concept, Francis Cress Welsing's work, the ISIS Papers, our brother, Mr. Edward Lee, Counter-Racism, his book, How to Support and Defend the United States Constitution, victims of racism, white supremacy. Thank y'all for letting me speak, brothers, and I'll land right there.
Appreciate that, family. Drive safe on that road, fam. Stay safe out there. Much respect. All right, let's go through the rest of the hands who we got up in here. Mike, it's on you.
Thank you a lot, guys. Black first, Brother Alpha, Afro leading sage. Appreciate it. I just want to say I'm more than happy at what we're doing this time around, especially even after November. They can't scare us with the whole "we sound like MAGA." They can't get rid of us with but we already gone through 4 years of Trump and Biden. To be honest, neither has actually benefited foundational Black Americans to a full degree. And I just want to say, I hope we keep this up even after November for another 4 years and upcoming. Thanks a lot, guys. Be one.
Respect. Let me tell y'all this. As we stay on code and we continue to push the Democratic plantation completely out of the paint, I'm going to tell you now, they ain't seen us really going in. Yeah, because it's one thing to get your victory and it's another thing to celebrate your victory and to continue your victory. If this happens, family, and we completely do this exodus completely, and I'm talking about secure the bag, and the Democratic plantation comes down, which it looks like it may be happening, very possible here soon, family, but we're going to stay on it until that day. And then after that day, we're going to continue to put in work. All right. Revolution is an evolutionary process. Word to Huey P. Newton. So we're going to continue to stand on this, family, and then stand on the plantation when it's completely on the ground. When the plantation is flat, we're going to be standing right on top of it, family, letting everybody know we did that. So the work is going to continue. The work's not starting. It's already started, but it's going to continue. And this exodus, this complete crippling and canceling of the Democratic plantation or anybody, because remember, the message that we send to the Democrats is the message that we send to the world. And like our brother Harriet Tubman said earlier, we're going to make sure that they know it ain't going back. It ain't going back. Ain't going to be no U-turns, family. All right. We on the highway. This is a one way, as far as I'm concerned, straight to the bank. And we're going to get that money. And we're going to let them know that we can do what we just did to the Democrats, to any party, to any politician, to anybody that does not have the best interests of foundational Black Americans in their hearts. The best thing that we've ever done in this generation is let folks know that we're not playing. We're not playing out here in the streets. Go back and look at what they used to allow back in the day, y'all. It's shameful what they used to allow back in the day. I've been saying this for the last 3 years, y'all. This generation has been chosen. What have we been chosen for, family? To clean house. Everybody was born and we got us a dustpan, a mop, and a broom. And we cleaned out the whole house. I always say the reparations generation. You can say the lineage generation, but we can also say that cleaning house is a major part of that. No matter what city you're in, you've been cleaning house. We went through the list. We've seen everybody that actively and publicly worked against us, from the politicians to the church. You've seen people come up here in this space already, y'all, and they were trying to oppose us religious wise, right? We've been getting them out the paint, and they're really upset because religion doesn't control us no more. That's the beautiful thing. Religion, and I don't care what religion you have, it does not control us. We make our decisions based on practicality, based on reality. We're not sitting here talking about something in the sky coming to save us, family. We're not doing that. It's all about getting that money. It's all about standing on real business, family. So we're not coming out here praying. We're out here demanding. And there's a big difference. We seen what praying got Black folks. See, that's the beautiful thing about it, y'all. You don't have to guess what being old looks like. We've all been living the results of people being off code. You don't have to wonder what it looks like if you vote Democrat blindly. We've been seeing that for the last 60 years. You don't have to guess and wonder what it's like to get on your knees and pray and hope somebody comes and saves you from the evil's supremacists. We've been seeing that. We know exactly what off-coded behavior gets us. But now they're knowing what us being on code gets them. And they don't like it. And if they don't like it, then I love it. So let's continue to do that work. Let's keep the hands going. Even Stephen, it's on you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just sent you 2 links to where you can see where they're pushing out all of the unsolicited voter registration applications in Texas. So I just want.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right, take it easy, man. Much respect. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, my brother, the Adavist in here, family. You know you got to go, family. Go ahead. It's my brother Adavist. Y'all make sure y'all follow him. Go ahead, family.
Greetings, everybody. How you doing? It is fantastic. It's great out here. It's good to see everybody. Real quick, as an old head, I am so proud of all of my foundational Black and Black brothers and sisters out here, be one, doing it right. Now, I'm going to end with this. As we move on in this chess game of life, we know all our plays. Delineation is fantastic because as we concentrate on ourselves and we control the 9 realms of human interaction within ourselves, we are going to shine like the individual sons we are. I'm only as strong and only as weak as the weakest one amongst us. Keep reading, keep shining, keep growing. And as we build through this communication, right, understand that they're going to keep coming at us. Everybody thought it was crazy when I said FBA versus the world way back in 2017. They said that old man's nuts. All right. I'm not a prophet, but I can see they moves. So keep doing it right. I got something special I'm doing for the family by the end of this calendar year. I love y'all. Stay strong. And if you need something, just holler at me. Peace.
Certified salute, brother. You know I'm going to holler at your family. Let's go to work, man. I'm looking forward to that, brother. Tap in with me, yo. All right, y'all. I got to say this as well, since we are here right now. How many names have they called us simply for doing what's best for us? They've been calling us Russian bots. We done got paid by everybody, misinformation. They even out here calling us the N-word. Literally, I'm talking about black Democrats are calling black people the N-word. This is the spite, the vitriol, the jealousy, and the envy they have for us. And it's a beautiful thing. You got to enjoy watching these people. You got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy their fear. All right. The fact that these folks are so afraid that black Americans are doing what black Americans can do based on how we personally choose to do it, not by being guided or pointed to somewhere. We're going where we want to go on our own accord. The fact that that pisses them off so much, you got to go ahead and you got to two-step to that one, y'all. You got to enjoy every single action there. When Janet Jackson comes out and she says Kamala Harris ain't black and they all get mad at Janet, we roll for Janet. You got to like that. The fact that they getting mad, Kamala Harris looks like she's drinking a fifth of Jack Daniels everywhere. She's stuttering all over the place. She got a teleprompter. People are putting it up, making fun of her, telling everybody that her family's not really her family, that that's not really her grandma, and they're real messed up. You got to enjoy that. This has been a hell of a show. It's been a hell of a ride. This election season, we're closing in, family. I started off this space saying that it's getting late very, very early. It's getting late very, very early. We're going to fast forward, and this time next week, y'all, we're going to be, very, very close. And then you fast forward 2 weeks from now, we're going to be knocking on that damn door. We've been covering this political season as it develops and as it unfolds. We've been doing great work. We literally been out here. Shout out to my brother Marcel. Me and Marcel went to 2 MAGA rallies. You know what I'm saying? We've been really, really out here putting in work. When, by the way, we're the only black people in the whole space. But that's another thing. But we've been doing that just to let it be known that it's political free agency and that we're in our own space and time. You know what I mean? We got to enjoy this, family, because this is the once in a lifetime situation. You only get one time to completely separate. After this happens, the separation is already in process. All right. It's going to commence. But right now, you get one of these. We're watching the Democratic plantation fold. I want you guys to go all the way back. Think about Bill Clinton playing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. We're getting rid of that energy. A lot of folks weren't even born when that happened, but you're participating in getting rid of that energy in this political atmosphere. The black grassroots has never had this much power. We've never been this much on code in modern history, and we have never had the Democratic plantation shook. They treated us like dirt. They treated us like dirt. They disrespected our ancestors. Let's go back to 2020, y'all. They used Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and Ahmaud Arbery's deaths so they can get votes. They hijacked their protests to get Joe Biden and Kamala in office. Never forget that. Never forget that. And now it's the Great Payback. And it's time to pay them back, family. And we back for everything they owe. So this is why I call it the reparations generation, because not only are we talking about reparations in terms of money, but I'm talking about repair everything. All right. We repairing that goddamn money. We're repairing the Democratic plantation, how they treat us and how we wiping that out. We're repairing folks who disrespect us and put us offline. We're repairing everything and we're rewriting it in our image. That's the way we got to do it. The future will be written, but it will be written in foundational Black American handwriting. Our fingerprints are everywhere, and they know it. We got somebody else on the panel. I cannot pronounce your name. It starts with a B. It's on you.
Nella.
All right, it's on you.
Okay, Black Alpha, Alpha Elite, Sage, the Atavist. I was at the rally for reparations, and it was both an honor and humbling at the same time to see all the great speakers that were there. Although I went down there by myself, I wasn't alone because it was hundreds and hundreds of people were there. The activist was standing right next to me. I was sitting on a little pink stool. And a guy had said to him that he's a very sharp dresser, he's looking clean. He said every time he stepped out his house, he looked like that. Okay, I'm trying to be quick. As far as what you guys were saying, as far as illegals being allowed to vote, that is true. I live in the DMV area. I know 8 years ago when I did a campaign for Clinton and Trump, they was fighting in Montgomery County then to get the illegals to be able to vote, because they're saying, well, they're paying taxes, so they should be able to vote. Also, another thing is, I don't know if anyone has heard of this, but you know, when COVID happened and all of a sudden, you know, the Asians got the crime bill. I don't know if anyone has experienced any these things, but here in DC, last week there was an incident at a Chipotle restaurant. A lady tripped and fell over a raised sidewalk in front of the restaurant. And I think it was either her granddaughter or her daughter went in there to tell them that they need to get that repaired to get it fixed. And they say, well, it's not our responsibility. It's the building. We'll let them know. And then they started speaking in Spanish. And then it was like laughing and everything like that. And like she was fussing at them and saying, speak English. You're in America, speak English. Don't you know they're trying to charge this woman with a crime bill? So that's probably going to come down the pike, that if you tell them they need to speak English, you might be able to get charged. You know, a lot of people is watching that. And thank you for letting me speak. And I appreciate it.
Bratnella, before you
Yes.
go, where are you? Are you in New York?
No, sir. I'm in Maryland, but I work in D.C.
Okay. I thought that happened in New York. Not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate you, my sister. Make sure you stay safe out there. Make sure you stay safe. Much respect, much love. All right, y'all. We've been in here for a minute. We've been chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? I got a good chance to hear all my good brothers and sisters, my certifieds. Got a chance to hear, you know, what's on everybody's mind. We broke it down, a clinical breakdown of what's going on all throughout the East Coast, all throughout the West Coast, the Midwest, and the South. That's one thing I love to do in these spaces, family. I like to hear what my brothers and sisters are going through, and we can exchange what I'm going through, and we can all just build together. I always talk about we build and we work and we shine and we grind it. That's the best thing about this generation and this era, family, is that we don't dismiss each other from where we live. Anywhere where a foundational Black American brother or sister is who's honorable, we there together, y'all. We there together, because what's happening in someone else's city may be happening in your city soon. Because remember, we're still dealing with the same umbrella of supremacy. So whether that manifests itself in a Democrat or Republican, a liberal or conservative, remember, it's the same exact thing. And the best way that you handle supremacy is with Black empowerment. And we stand on foundational Black American empowerment, and we're changing the world. Afro and Sage, family, I know y'all want to talk to the crowd, talk to everybody, let them know how you feel, family, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Afro, you can take them home, brother, if you hear. You want to take them home, brother? Well, let me say this. Again, I'm a little under the weather. I did not mean to speak tonight. Thank you, Brother Black, for having this space. Thank you for allowing me to come up and co-host with you. Family, use your own mind, use your own experiences when you're going into that voting booth. Don't get scared now. I understand that voting is right around the corner. I get it. But let's not get scared now. You know what you're not getting for your vote, and you know what you are getting for your vote. And what I would simply say to the family is use logic, use your own hand. Whoever you choose to vote for, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other. What I would say is that use logic when you go and pull that lever for whoever you're going to vote for, and make sure that your vote counts and you're getting tangible results for that vote. And with that, I'm gonna land. Peace to the family.
We've had in this space hundreds of people come in. We've discussed many different points. We've had people come in who were tethers. We had people come in who were a part of the K-Hive, and every single last one of them ran out the paint. And I want you guys to understand something. If we were wrong If this was an echo chamber where we're only talking about the things that we want to talk about, then they would be able to come up and they would be able to debunk us. They would be able to come up and make us look foolish, make us look like we didn't know what we were talking about. They would be able to do that. The fact that nobody has ever done that, not just with this space, with any space we have ever hosted, nobody has ever came up and made any of us look dumb, proved any of us wrong, made any of us look like we did not know exactly what we were talking about. That shows that we are correct. The fact that we got Kamala and the Democratic Party at least attempting to fake a pro-black agenda shows that we are correct. The same people, the same we're never going to get anywhere, the same we're never going to get any reparations, the same we might as well stop, we got to play the game. Those same people will tell us we got to play the game and they're never going to do anything specific for us. But you can tell we're breaking the system. There's cracks in the system right now. We see the water leaking through. That we can see that right now by the fact that they're even trying to make this appeal to the black vote. We've been here trying to establish the fact that the Democratic Party is shook. It's falling, like how the title of the space says. It's falling. It's cracking. They're in panic mode right now. So you got a whole bunch of people in here trying to dissuade us and trying to move us off our pace. Our pace is winning. I want you guys to understand this is the finish line. Well, this is the finish line to the first race. We got a lot more to go, but this is the end of the Democratic Party. And if we were wrong, the polls would show that we were wrong. If we were wrong, Kamala would say that we were wrong. The fact that she's coming out with a damn black agenda is telling us that we are right. The fact that she's going to Charlemagne or Roland Martin or the Shade Room or whatever nobody podcast that she's going on today or tomorrow, whatever. The fact that she has to do any of that stuff shows that we are right. The fact that she's even being asked about reparations shows that we are right. All of these things show that we are right. I want you guys to understand this is the same person who said that we was never going to get anything from specific from the Democratic Party. And now they're changing their tune. Everybody is changing their tune because of what we're doing, and what we're doing is working. So all we got to do is, as black men and black women, just keep the pressure on, keep doing what we're doing, keep the course, stay consistent, push harder, do the max you can. We got a lot of good things coming up. Like, we're making a lot of stuff happen in Chicago, in Georgia, in New York, everywhere we are. We're making stuff happen. We're winning. Okay, we always telling people that we got to fight, we got to fight, we got to fight, we got to fight, and we do, but we don't ever, in my opinion, take the time to pause and reflect on how far we've come. Take the time to pause and reflect on the fact that we are winning, we are succeeding. So I appreciate every single last one of you all for being here with us through this journey. And I appreciate all of the ones who will continue to be here this year, next year, the year after that, until the fight is over.
Certified salute, family. Appreciate everybody. And I want to leave the family with this. Think about where we've came politically. Think about what we've done in this generation, and think about the G-checking that we're going to continue to do. There used to be a time where black folks used to get on their knees and they would wait for some Democrat to come save them. Now, the Democrats are scared and they want us to come save their party. Big difference. There used to be a time where they used to get all the black folks to be afraid of the boogeyman. Now, the whole damn system is afraid of us. That's what I call a victory. That's what I call certified. And that's what I call political power. Catch you on the next time. Certified salute. Y'all stay safe.